on that, and one of my daughters got to sing on a couple of things on the record. So it's always exciting to get to do that kind of stuff with your family.
And, I guess as somebody who's kind of new to this genre close up, sometimes or often you play at, is it clogging festivals or typical kind of dance where you have fiddle playing and so on? So what's that like? Is it different than a regular concert?
Oh, yes, because when you play for dancers, it is very interactive, and the musicians are establishing a rhythm, a beat for the dancers, and the dancers then feed back that energy that the musicians are playing with their feet, with their hands, with their voices, and that's a very exciting kind of music to play, because it, rather than a performance where people are sitting there staring at you, you're playing for people to be active and moving and having a good time. You're concentrating on playing good music and watching the dancers so that everything is in the right time, and you're not so concerned with whether your hair is made up right or your lipstick's smooth or your boots are shined. They don't care. They're out there to dance, to have fun. So, my wife, Cappy, who, as you said, plays fiddle, has been a contra dancer for a long time, and she actually joined the band that was established that I was part of as personnel shifted. So that's been exciting for us to get to play together, and she knows the dancing and she knows the music very well. So when you get those two things together, there's really a symbiosis between the dancers and the musicians, and that's always really exciting.
Well, you've had such a full life. I know you were in the Navy for a while, but one of the cool things about you, Jim, that I'll bring up is that you were adopted as a young child and had a happy family life, as I understand, with your adopted family. But later in life, you actually found your birth mother. And you've created some songs about that reunion and meeting her. So can you tell us a little bit about that and then sing your song for us?
Sure. I was, due to the circumstances at the time, and a lot of people are aware of, there are a lot of people like me who were at birth given up for adoption because of the situation that they're usually the mother. A lot of times the fathers were not so much in the picture. So I was given up for adoption at birth, and was adopted into a wonderful, loving, generous family in this Winston-Salem area, which is how I grew up here. My birth mom was actually from this part of the country as well, but because of her circumstances, her family had friends, associates in the Baltimore area, and so she was taken to Baltimore for the pregnancy and the delivery. And so part of my speculation about all of this before I met Mom and found out the details, you make up little scenarios in your head. And this song, again, is on the CD that I've recorded, and it's partly truth, partly fiction, as so many things are, and it's called May in Baltimore, and May is significant because that's the month in which I was born. So this is called May in Baltimore. It's May in Baltimore, and she runs laughing. Another schoolgirl chased by all the boys. Summer passes, she goes south to college. A new life filled with mysteries and joy. Certain things her mother never told her. The things her father never could discuss. She wonders how her life could change so quickly. In silent shame she rides home on the bus. Well, it's May in Baltimore, she lies crying. Mother with her newborn baby son. 3 lives so far apart, so bound together. A smile, a kiss, new life has begun. She's told the answer really is quite simple. 3 separate lives, each goes a different way. Too scared, too tired, she nods and turns in silence. With an emptiness she fears will always stay.
Wow. That was awesome, Jim. Thank you. And I believe you played that one on a guitar, not your banjo?
That's correct, yeah.
Wow. Very, very nice. How did you have you ever sung it for her?
Never have. Well, I would say that's right. Yeah, I never have. Nope.
Wow. Interesting. Yeah. Well, very cool. That was beautiful. Now we're quickly running out of time here, and I do want to mention something that's near and dear to your heart nowadays. I know you volunteer there several days a week at the Riverwood Therapeutic Riding Center. Tell us about that, and maybe give us a minute of a rendition of one of the 6 or so songs you've written about that experience.
Riverwood Therapeutic Riding Center is a place, there's many of them all over the world, that use horses to help kids through adults who have some disability, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, and it gives them a sense of motion. If for some reason they're confined to a wheelchair and can't walk, we've had riders who have had MS and have lost their sense of balance, and being on a horse helps them regain that. We have classes every day, several classes every day, again with students from 3 or 4 years old all the way up through adults. And the horses are amazing. They know exactly what to do with the rider. A horse that was there when I started working there was a great big Welsh cob horse, and his name was Thomas. And I wrote this song for Thomas one day when I watched him start to run, which I had never seen before. And
wow. And we'll need your 1-minute version, so maybe just the quick first verse would be awesome.
Yeah, that's great. I have a friend who's the size of a small car, and he trembles as a zephyr with kids. He's big and he's black and he's white, and his brown eyes see everything everyone did. With his smooth locomotion, like the waves on the ocean, riders and kids find their way. They may not be walking or laughing or talking until they tell Thomas to go. Walk on brings a giggle, and toes start to wiggle. Sometimes they just start to sing. They may not have seen it, I really mean it. Thomas running is a beautiful thing.
Awesome. And that was our musical Merlin, Jim Matthews, with his song, Thomas. Thank you so much for being here with us today, Jim. It's really been magical. My hair is standing up on my arms, and my heart is warm. So thank you so much for being here. Should our listeners want to get in touch with Jim to hire him in for gigs, or perhaps he'll make this Family Legacy CD available to the public, go ahead and send me an email at donna@gamechangerthinking.com, and I'll get word to Jim. He's a busy guy, so I'll handle that for him. But thank you so much, Jim. Thanks to our producer, Joe, as well, and to you, our listeners, for being here each week as we roll out some episode of Living Legacy Leadership. And, of course, you just experienced the living legacy of Jim Matthews. So remember, folks, that the life you live is the legacy you leave. Bye-bye now.